Well, I'm still taking all these medications for my heart complaints. I've got angina, plus I think I've got a blocked artery or something or other. But either way, I'm suffering from chest pain now and again and high blood pressure. And as I say, all these tablets are helping keep things in check. The reason I've done this video anyway is to talk about the MRI scan that I just recently had. So what is an MRI scan? Well, it's different from an X-ray in the sense that the MRI scan uses a powerful magnetism or magnets of some sort. I have no idea how it works. All I know is it's something to do with magnets or whatever, and powerful ones at that too. You go in like a cylinder kind of device, and you're in there for about an hour or so. And well, I wouldn't say it was uncomfortable or painful or anything like that. I didn't feel any pain, but it's more, I don't know, it's having to lie still for an hour. It's not easy to do, especially for somebody like me, a restless person. Even in bed, I'm tossing and turning and all that kind of thing. So to stay in this cylinder tube for an hour. Well, what happened? It was the 15th of April. I had my MRI scan in Warrington Hospital, in the MRI unit over there. And as I say, when I went along for it, I said to one of the, I don't know if they were nurses or scanning operatives, whatever they called, whatever title they've got, I've no idea. I just asked one of them, I said, how long am I likely to be in the machine? The reason I asked is because I'm sort of claustrophobic type of person. I panic about everything. So I don't like confined spaces. So when I saw the device, I thought, bloody hell, I'm going in there. So I just said to the operative, I said, how long will I be in there? And she just said it with a cheerful voice. She said, oh, it's okay, you'll be fine, you'll be well looked at. Well, I know I'll be fine, and I know I'm going to be well looked after, but I'd still like to know how long I'm going to be in there. So as I say, she was just laughing, probably because I was so nervous. And as I said, she just said to me, she said, well, you'll be in there quite a long time. So my reply was, how long? And she said, oh, well, you could be in there for up to 2 hours. So I thought, oh God, not 2 hours. And she said, well, yeah, so she said, it should be over before you know it. So anyway, so when I went in there, when I was getting ready to go in kind of thing, and they put me on the trolley and they were ready to shove me in this little cylinder thing. Well, it was quite a small, well, it was enough to put obviously a human body in, so it wasn't that small, but it felt small to me. Anyway, as they were getting ready to put me in the machine, that is, another operative came along and said to me, he put something in my hand, and he said to me, if you need anything, or for any whatever, if you should need anything, or if you feel, I don't know, can't remember what you said was, but I think it was if you panic, or if you, I was going to say a rude word then, but I won't. If you need anything, if anything that arises, press this little control unit that he placed in my left hand. So he said, press that, and then we'll get you out quick, and make sure everything's okay. So fine, great. And I thought, yeah, but as soon as they shove me in, when I get a bit panicky, I'll give it a squeeze, and then they can pull me out, and then I'll have a breather. So, but before they put me in, they said to me, or rather, I said to them, I said, oh, what happens if I do press this warning device or calling button, whatever? So the operative person said to me, he said, well, we prefer that you don't actually press it. He said, only press it if there's an emergency. He said, otherwise, don't press it. We would prefer you. Sorry about that. I just had to reset the GoPro. It just turned itself off, so we just had to restart it again and then reposition. I don't know what happened there, but it just cut off then, and I just had to restart it. Anyway, as I was saying, I think I was waffling. Maybe the GoPro was saying, come on, you're waffling, get to the point. Yeah, anyway, so let's get to the point. So I decided not to press the machine anyway. I mean, the little device that I placed in my hand, I decided not to press it. So when they put me in, they'd already put a cannula in my arm, by the way. They took about 2 or 3 goes to put that in, and it really hurt. They were struggling to get that cannula in. Anyway, when they put me in, I was told I could be in there for up to 2 hours. So I was counting the time down, and they were saying, breathe in and breathe out. Hold your breath, hold it there, and breathe normally. Well, it was an electronic voice that kept saying this. Anyway, so get to the point. So I decided not to press it. And then quarter of the way through, probably, they took me back out, or they just pulled me halfway out, and then they injected me through the cannula with a dye or whatever it was, and then put me back in and continued. So I was trying to work out in my head. I was counting, and I thought, right, how long have I been in here? And I thought I'd probably been in for about 40 minutes or so, and I was counting away, and I thought, only an hour and a bit left to go. And shortly after, they took me out again, and I thought, right, what are they going to do now? And the lady said to me, she said, we're all done, it's all done. And I thought, that was quick. And it was only 15 minutes it was, I worked out. So I realised what they must have been doing is just saying, 2 hours. You know, a bit like where they put a marker, like when you're running a race, and if they put the marker there, you always pull short of the race. You know, the marker. So they were doing that with the time. They probably said you'll be there 2 hours. So hopefully the average person will stick it out for an hour and say, well, I've only got 1 more hour. But if they had to said an hour, after half an hour, you would have panicked. So it worked out quite well the way they did that. Anyway, the MRI scan itself, didn't feel a thing. No pain apart from the cannula injection, or not injection, where they stick the cannula in your arm. Because when they give you the fluid, it's not an injection as such. It's an intravenous line they put in, I think. Anyway, something or other. So back to the point I'm trying to say is, the MRI scan didn't feel a thing. It was noisy as hell. A lot of clanking and banging and thudding and all this. But as I say, I had earphones that played some nice music on there. And I could hear the operative's voice or an electronic voice coming over the music. And it'd be telling me to breathe in and breathe out. So an MRI scan, or rather I should say, in short, if you're at this point, no, an MRI scan, nothing to worry about. Painless. Just bloody noisy.